The planet is heating up.
The oceans are becoming filled with plastic.
Change starts now. Change starts now.
We're on a countdown
To zero waste. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is the Zero Waste Countdown Podcast. Here's your host, Laura Nash.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Zero Waste Countdown podcast and radio show. Today, we're speaking with Francisksa Bray-Mezey, the founder of Aura7. It's a sustainable activewear company, and I'm so excited to talk about this because it's our first time that we've really brought anyone on talking about activewear. So, Francisksa, really excited. Welcome to the show. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Laura. It's so nice to be on this show. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. So I have so many questions about your brand because I'm really just excited about this. I've been wearing Lululemon kind of since it started, and so I have a lot of experience with the ups and downs of Lululemon, and I just like activewear because I am very active and I like it for traveling as well. So I have some pants and a top, and they're both really, they seem like really good quality to me of Aura7. And the best part is that it's made from recycled plastic, basically. So can you tell us a little bit about how you're sourcing the fabric?
Absolutely, happily, for sure. Yeah, so just a little bit background story about me. I've been teaching yoga. I've been living in California and teaching yoga in the last about like 15 years or so. And as you said, I basically live my life in activewear and do everything in activewear from beginning to end, teach yoga, practice yoga, go home, do my shopping, travel, and everything in between. So it was really important for me to work something really comfortable and what I really enjoy being in. And so teaching yoga kind of opened my eyes and made me realize that there's a need for a more sustainable, more eco-friendly activewear line. So I started to think about Aura7, and a year ago in August, I launched Aura7. So the fabric, there are two different fabrics I launched my first collection, capsule collection with. The one fabric, and help me out, which one did you receive? So I can particularly talk about the one what you have, but I can walk everyone through.
I'm actually not sure which one it was. So it was the long pants, and it was in a light blue color. And then the top.
That helps that I know exactly which one is that. So that one is made of recycled fishing nets. So it's not just a recycled plastic, it's actually recycled fishing nets and other ocean waste, what it's been created from. It is a very, very good quality fabric. And the thing is that they bring up these ghost fishing nets from the bottom of the ocean, which cause so much issue. Marine life gets stuck in there. They starve to life. They starve to death. They get stuck and then eaten by other animals. So they cause a lot of issue down in the bottom of the ocean. They just basically laying there. That's why they call them ghost fishing nets. And then there are lots of different organizations, but I partnered up with one called Healthy Seas, and they have volunteer, really brave divers. They go down to the bottom of the ocean and they get these ghost fishing nets up from the bottom of the ocean to the surface. They are super, super heavy, and many times they are tangled into different rock formations and other things. So it's not an easy job to do. And we are actually partnered with these organizations, and we're giving back to them after each and every sell. So we're trying to help them out as well. The fishing nets are made of they're nylon based, therefore it's easy to regenerate. And there is this factory in Italy, an amazing factory. I have the pleasure to visit them. They use all kinds of alternative energy sources, solar to wind to other different sources. So they are fantastic eco-conscious company, and they regenerate this nylon and create this fantastic yarn out of this ocean waste, basically.
Wow, that's so amazing because we know that our oceans are in a bit of trouble, and ghost nets are a huge, huge, huge issue, as I'm sure you know if you're listening. And we did talk to Swedish stockings. Have you heard of them, Francisksa?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, so they are doing a similar thing with the polyamide. So they take these
Hmm.
fishnets, but I think they have like, I don't know if it's fishermen that bring them back if they find them out there, and they take the polyamide out and then spin it into this new yarn. And I think theirs is in Italy as well. So Italy really seems like, of course, it's fashion forward. There's a lot of fashion innovation always going on there, but it does seem as well that they are leading the way in sustainability too, which is pretty neat.
I absolutely agree. That's a really great news. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So this is really cool. So there's two types of fabric that you
Yes.
said you have, right? So the one is from the fishnets. So thank you for cleaning up the ocean. That's like fantastic.
Yes, that's really a great thing, and that organization's been fantastic. So we're trying to support them as much as possible. And then the other fabric is that fabric is actually coming from Brazil, so another source, and it is biodegradable. So that fabric is not made out of recycled plastic or recycled fishing net, but the fabric itself it degrades within 4 to 5 years on the landfill, having multiple like 32 different bacteria present in the same time. So I did have once the question. It was a funny question. So what happens if it's biodegradable? So I'm going to walk on the street and like 4 or 5 years from now it's going to start to degrade on me? Like, no, none of that's gonna happen. We're not gonna have a big festival with people coming together and just watching how different fabrics are degrading on their bodies. But it just happens on the landfill. So the quality is fantastic. It's actually a super super soft fabric. A lot of our clients love that fabric a lot since it feels like it's a second skin. You don't even feel like at some point you're actually wearing something. It's super breathable. It's really really good for hot yoga or any kind of an intense workout, or even wearing it on the beach and doing some kind of a stand-up paddleboard or anything like that, since it dries really really fast.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so the Brazilian fabric, the Amnisol Eco. So what exactly makes that compostable, or sorry, decomposable in the landfill?
Right. Absolutely. So Amnisol Eco is a Brazilian fabric that is made, and it's all made from reused materials, and it's also biodegradable. So what it means that the fiber has the technology to accelerate in and decompose on the landfill. So it takes the fabric around 3 to 5 years on the landfill, and only on the landfill to decompose. It needs to have about like 30 different bacteria present in the same time, and it's a much faster time frame in comparison to conventional synthetic fabrics to compose. So that can take centuries to other synthetic fabrics to decompose, versus this fabric. It's a different way to create it. So it takes about 3 to 5 years for this.
Mhm, that's so cool. So, how did you source these things? Because I've never even heard of it. So, this is all kind of new to me with the stuff that breaks down. Of course, I did know about the polyamide from the fishnets, but tell me about the process of finding this fabric. Or is it the fabric you're finding, or is it just the thread that you're finding?
No, the fabric. I'm sourcing the fabric since I'm still
Oh.
just a smaller company. For me to source the thread, there would be a bigger process, and obviously a more more expensive process to do. So at some point, I'm hoping I'm going to be able to create my own fabric, sourcing my own yarn. But currently, I'm just sourcing fabric. So sourcing fabric is the beginning. It was kind of interesting. I actually ran into a couple companies and people. They were just trying to talk me out of the whole sustainable factor, telling me that it's more expensive and not so many people cares about the end result. And I would just keep coming back to the same answer that I care about it. This is something what's important for me. So I want to do it this way. I don't want to do it any other way. I want to find the good sources when I can really create something what's different. That's what's out there, and really help our planet to heal, and help our mindset to change, to go towards the more sustainable directions. And so I went to do different fabric conventions. Of course, there is one in Los Angeles. I was lucky enough to live nearby, and I met some good people there. And then through that, I was able to find my sources and my final companies I can work with.
Oh wow! So you had access to find these fabrics like right in California, so you didn't have to
Yes,
kind of go all over the place
exactly.
and
Yeah, I
nice.
did go all around the place, but I ended up finding both of these companies through that LA Fabric Show.
Nice, that's awesome. And we should talk about California a little bit later because you guys seem to be really ahead of the game here when it comes to sustainability. But let's keep going with Aura 7 and the company and how it's sustainable. So we learned about the two different kinds of fabric that are used, and we learned about how how you started the company. And of course, packaging is a big deal when it comes to any sort of business like this, right? So tell us a little bit about your packaging because I noticed that it's actually really good, like in terms of sustainability. I was very impressed. So tell us how you developed it and what you're using for packaging.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. So that was packaging was like a long, long thought process for me to go through from beginning to the end to make sure that I use just the right materials. And the one number one really important thing for me was that I don't use any plastic in my production or in my shipping process at all. So I wanted to make sure that no plastic whatsoever, not even at the factory or who I work together with. They're not sending my garments out to me in plastic bags. That's something what I feel like we can all say goodbye to, and it's not really necessary part of the whole process. So I made sure that everything what I use in my shipping process is either recycled and recyclable, biodegradable or compostable. So the bags I'm putting my final packages in, they are biodegradable. I'm sorry, they are compostable. They're the packaged, but I put my stuff in there. They are actually compostable, and the paper is recycled and recyclable. The ink is soy-based ink, so everything what I use in there is as I said, recycled, recyclable, biodegradable, and compostable. We have
Wow.
like a little thank you card where we place into the package that is also recyclable paper and recycled paper and also recyclable, and it is. Hint with some it's called seed paper, so they have like little seeds in there, flower seeds in there, so you can actually put this paper, it dissolves in water, you can put this paper into a pod, you can add some water to it, and a couple of weeks later you're gonna have a beautiful cute little wildflower grow out from the pod.
That's so cool. I did get some seed paper in my package, and it was really cool to see. So I'll have to plant that. It's going to start to get cold here in Canada, so I'll wait till next spring.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So I want to know kind of what it's like to be a sustainable fashion designer in California because it seems like you would have a very cool job. And I want to say that the style that I got, so I got the tights, like the pants, and I got a sports bra as well, like a short top, and I'm 37, so I'm getting older now. I don't really go to the gym, but I do a lot of like farm work basically out here, and these fit so well,
Oh,
and
I'm so glad
they're
to hear.
yeah, and they're so smooth, and I do feel like they're gonna last a while. So I used to work at Lululemon back in about 2006. So I do have, quite a bit of experience wearing Lululemon, and I really like that they last, and that when you're traveling, you could maybe get a couple days out of the pants or the tank tops, so that you can travel lighter, right? Which I
Right,
thought was really
absolutely.
cool. Yeah, so it does seem like these are gonna last a long time and that they're not gonna get, like, the lint, because Lululemon ran into an issue maybe 10 years ago or so where, like, wherever it would rub, there'd kind of, like, form some lint. Like, I don't think that this would happen with Aura 7, it doesn't look like, which is really good as well. And just the way that the band of the pants kinda, like, holds everything in nice and tight, like, it really gives you some nice shape and support through your mid-waist, so I really loved that. So yeah, kind of walk us through what it's like to have this really cool job in a very sustainable state out there that's sunny and warm compared to where we are.
Yes, yes. First of all, thank you so much. It means so much to me to hear that you feel like it's a comfortable piece, and yes, the quality was really important for me as well. So, therefore, I went with a little bit more pricey, but making sure that. Choosing a really durable and quality fabric what can last longer, since that's part of sustainability as well, so we don't have to purchase things too often and too quickly.
So
And
important. Yes,
so
yes, yes,
important.
yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. So, talking about my cool job, that is absolutely a great thing to do it in a place, in a state where there are a lot of like minded people. And even if you run into people, they're not necessarily aware of the pollution of the fashion industry or the issues of the fashion industry. They like talking about subjects like that, and they really open to hear about things like that, and just want to be educated about that as well. And obviously the couple conversations like that can absolutely make a big change in their life, and they can turn around and be a little bit more careful about what they buy and how much do they buy and how do they do the whole shopping process. Then I started, as I mentioned at the beginning of our interview, I've been teaching yoga all over Orange County in California, small boutique studios to larger chains, and I had a pleasure to meet a lot of people through these last 12 years, I should say, and teach them yoga. And I myself been wearing all kinds of, activewear outfits as well. So I knew what works and what doesn't, what I like and I don't like. And obviously I had a lot of experience with talking to other people. So before I even started to design my capsule collection, which was three different tops and two different leggings, one short and two different biker shorts. I talked to a lot of people about like what do they like about the activewear, what they prefer the most, or what this works and what this doesn't. So I had lots of good feedback to work with, which was amazing, and I had a lot of people cheering me all the way through from beginning to the end. So. And I'm not at the end end yet, but so through this whole process, which was amazing, and I knew that the fact that I'm doing something what's not just to create a new business. It was a little bit more behind it with the sustainability and with this entire ethos of the company. I was able to connect with a lot of like-minded companies as well in California mostly, but some of them are also outside of California through the help of Instagram and the internet. But a lot of local companies in California for sure. We've done a bunch of giveaways together, and just in general, we just supported each other and helped each other with finding good sources and just move forward.
That's awesome. It sounds like a good community. And you mentioned bicycle shorts. So I was just in Whistler
Hmm.
and I noticed that that was like the fashion. Like that's what all the women seem to be wearing is bicycle shorts and then like a crop top or something like short. And so that was kind of funny because I live like in not a fashion place really. Like it's like above New York in Canada.
Uh-huh.
So it was always interesting for me to compare the difference in fashion from the West Coast to
Right,
other places, and the West Coast always seemed like way ahead in terms of fashion trends. And
right.
so if you're listening in Canada, near me or in one of those areas, I would assume that bicycle shorts are probably going to be kind of a big thing for 2022 summer, and you can tell me if they are or not. So if you're listening to this later, let me know if you see lots of bicycle shorts around.
No, they absolutely not a thing anymore. No, I hear you on that. That's funny though. That was great. You explained it.
Yeah. So tell us about the name Aura 7.
Aura is your aura, what surrounds you. Being a yoga teacher, again, like all the spiritual part of your being and body and soul is always important for me. And I look at the whole human body as one, with the soul and the emotions and the physical appearance of it, of course. And so that's your personal aura. And then the number seven is refers to the seven different chakras. Again, going back to the yoga culture and the yoga history, your seven different chakras all through the body. So being in your aura seven, you should feel absolutely almost enlightened, feel so in harmony with yourself, with your body and mind and soul.
Right. Okay. So I think when you're sitting, it starts at the base of your spine and goes up. And I think the bottom is just your
The root
basic,
chakra? Yes.
yeah, like basic kind of survival stuff. And then it kind of gets more
Right.
complex. Yeah.
Exactly. And goes all the way to the divine at the crown of the head.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool. So I don't know too much about it, but I was reading about it and it's quite interesting. So is the chakra associated with the auras? Like, are they two
Yes. So
different things?
they say that your the color of your aura is determined by your chakra situation, depending on which one of your chakras are
Oh.
closed or more open. That gives you a different hue, different color, different aura color. So it's like more the purples. That means you might more like in the divine stage or more connected to the higher sources and so on. So yes, they are connected.
So is Aura 7 purple in that case?
Aura 7 actually has a main color is that greenish color coming back
Okay.
to the earth and the sustainability. But as of the beginning of when I was creating my logo, I started off with purple. Good sense there.
Ah, nice. Oh, that's so cool that you know all about that stuff because I was just reading about it kind of the other day and was like, wow, this is pretty neat. And it actually makes sense. It reminded me of I think it's the higher oh my gosh, is it no, not Pavlov, Maslow's hierarchy of needs or something? It's like a triangle of like
Yes,
how what humans need. It kind of reminded me of that like a little bit. So, but this is like
that's
ancient.
great.
Yeah.
That's great. All right, that's another good one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is so cool. So, personally, I love the product. I think that it's really great. And of course, like I was saying, I do have a lot of experience in activewear to compare it to. So, I've been really happy with that. I love the blue color. It's just such a nice, beautiful kind of blue. And then I see you have some patterns as well.
Yes.
Were you picking those out because they are all really nice?
I'm sourcing everything as of the
Yeah.
colors and the prints. So the prints currently the prints are the Omnisol Eco ones from the Brazilian source fabric, and they
Okay.
the more thinner and way more stretchy. So that's kind of like different needs for different people.
So
And then
the ones with pattern are a bit more stretchy?
yes, they are way more
Cool.
stretchy.
That's good to know, yeah.
Yes, and then the solid ones are the ones created from the recycled fishing net, and they are a little bit more like the ones you. It helps you to keep everything together, and a little bit more. They still really stretchy and really move well with the body, and also these fabrics are they work really well on the beach as well. One of my friends was saying that she has the leggings and she went for an entire day in Hawaii for like a an all day hike, and they went to the ocean as well, and they went up to the hillside for a hike. So she said that it was amazing because they started in the ocean, they were doing a stand-up paddleboard, and then from there they jumped into the water, and she realized she doesn't have any change of clothes with her. So like, oh gosh, I'm gonna be stuck with my wet pants all day long. And 5 minutes in the hike, she's like, these are dry. They dry
Nice.
so super fast, and they also UV resistant, so that gives a extra little help when you're outside and the sun is a little stronger.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's good to have quick dry, especially when you're traveling, right? Because you never know what adventures you're gonna go on, and, so yeah,
Exactly.
I would say that too, like, when I first put the leggings on, I was like, "Oh, no, I don't think these are actually gonna fit," because I'm used to more of the Lululemon brand that does actually stretch quite a bit, I find,
Right.
but then once I got the pants on, I was like, "Wow, these are so comfy," and like you said, they kinda hold everything in, so they keep you, like, looking nice and tight, I would say, so
Absolutely.
yeah, it's really cool. So where can we find you
All
online?
right. Yes, so online is the best place. I sell in California in some small little boutique studios, but that's not available for everyone. But the best way to go online, sign up to our newsletter. We send out not so much stuff. We don't bother our people. We just send them out the most important things. Sometimes some good articles. Sometimes if they happen to be in California, we do a lot of beach cleanups and get-togethers. So it's nice to know about those.
Yeah.
But yes, the website is Aura7, AURA7, number 7, activewear.com. And then they can find all the beautiful things what we sell currently. And hopefully, we're going to have many more to come in the future and all going to be as sustainable as possible, since that's the most important thing for us to move in. To move forward and make it even better every single day and every single year as we move forward.
That sounds good. And so are you on Instagram as well?
And we are on Instagram as well with the same exact handle. So it's also Aura, AURA, number 7, Activewear, and Facebook as well, if someone prefers Facebook, and Pinterest.
Oh, Pinterest. Yeah, that's a good idea for sure. Um, yeah, so if you want to check them out, you can go to aura7activewear.com or check them out on Instagram and see what they have because it's pretty cool stuff and it's doing a really good thing by cleaning out the fishnets in the ocean and they must I'm sure they're not going like way out in the deep ocean. They would be around shore, right? Because divers
Right,
can only go so far. But you
right.
know where else I saw them is the Amazon jungle. So I was on the oh my gosh, I almost said the Nile. So oh no, I have been on the Nile as well, but, the Amazon River. So when I was there, I saw so many fishing nets. It was really, really upsetting. They're tangled everywhere, and this is the home of, like, the pink river dolphins, and they have, like, anacondas and, like, electric eels and, like, all these crazy, crazy
Right,
things, piranhas, and, I'm actually really worried about the Amazon River, and, we hear a lot about the Amazon burning, but we don't hear as much about the river, so I hope that kind of activism with these big, big companies, like Greenpeace or, different things that are kinda doing that work, I hope that they kinda pay attention to the Amazon River, because there's a lot of plastic in it, and the fish nets, yeah, I probably saw, like, 50 or something in a week, more than I've ever seen in the ocean, and I was a sailor in the Navy as well for a while, right? And I never really saw any
oh
around
wow.
the Vancouver, like, BC area, but yeah, Amazon. So, maybe that would be a cool project if you're listening and wanna do something. Maybe you could go down to the Amazon River and try to do a little project where you remove some of those nets. It'd be good to go out on the river. Don't fall in because you never know what's in there. It's a
That
little
is a good
dangerous, but
advice.
yeah. So yeah, I'm always looking for good ideas and new things to do. And so this has just been wonderful learning about your two types of fabric that are doing really good things for the world and, not crowding up landfills because eventually, it's nice to think about the end of use. Like we don't want to think of having to get rid of our new things, especially when they're nice, shiny new, but it is a part of, you know, life really and buying things. So thank you for thinking about that because I think a lot of companies don't. That's not really on their radar whatsoever.
Right.
So
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you to doing this whole podcast and talking about this matter and subject.
yeah, thank you so much. And this has just been wonderful. So Francesca, did you want to add anything before we go?
The one little thing I wanted to maybe add that we also do a little YouTube channel. So if someone wants to do some yoga with us, it's been a little slow lately, but we have a ton of videos already posted on YouTube. So it's Aura7 Yoga, AURA7 Yoga. So you guys can check it out there, and you can also see how these garments are in action. So moving around in the garments that sometimes helps you make a decision if you like a certain style or would it fit with your body.
Wow, that's fantastic. I'll have to check that out too and maybe get doing a bit more yoga. I should
Yes.
probably do a little bit more. It's good, right? It's really good for our bodies. So this is just great that you combine your love for yoga and sustainability, and you've got this nice product that I look forward to seeing all over the place. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
Awesome. That was Francisksa Bray-Mezey. She's the founder of Aura7. It's a sustainable activewear company based out of California.
Change starts now.
This is the Zero Waste Countdown Podcast.